Hey, I'm glad you're here. My name is Patrick Dominguez, and in this tutorial, you will learn how to configure your Unifi Controller version 7 Guest Hotspot with vouchers. A Guest Hotspot with vouchers usually comes handy if you're a hotel or some type of business looking to control guest access to your Wi-Fi using a finite time-based voucher. Whenever you're ready, go ahead, log into your Unifi Controller and make sure that is version 7 or greater, and then we can go ahead and follow along. In this tutorial, I'll give you the rundown here. First, we're going to configure a guest network. Then we're going to configure bandwidth profile. Afterwards, we're going to configure a SSID for a group of access points. Right, so I am configuring this group just for one access point. This is going to be strictly for the guest network, and I don't want to share my internal network with guest utilization, right? I don't want them using up my bandwidth for the internal network. Next, we're going to configure Guest Hotspot profile with vouchers, and in there, I'll show you how you can edit the template a little bit so you can make it your own. And last, we're going to review how we can manage our vouchers. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to configure the guest network. Make sure you're logged into your Unifi Controller. Go down to Settings, then Networks. Create a new network. Go ahead and name it Guest Hotspot. Uncheck Auto Scale Network. Here we are going to provide our own subnet. The net mask, depending on how many guests you have, you can change this from 24. 24 gives you 249 usable IP addresses to 23, which will give you 500. I'm going to change this to 23. So I will have potentially 500 guests accessing the guest hotspot. You'd want to go down to advanced configuration, change it to manual, change your VLAN ID to 16. I like to match my VLAN ID to the octet, the third octet of an IP address. Mark this as a guest network. Content filtering, I am going to put in some content filtering because we don't want people going to bad sites and potentially infecting the guest network and other guests. It's better to be safe than sorry. Make sure multicast DNS is enabled, and your DHCP server, that's enabled, and you're good to go. Afterwards, just click on Add Network. All right, now it's time to configure a bandwidth profile for the guest hotspot. Let's go down to Profiles. Scroll down a few until you see Bandwidth Profile on the controller. Click Create New Bandwidth Profile. I'm going to name this Guest Hotspot. Limit download 250. Sure, why not? Upload 10. At most 100. All right. And click Apply Changes. Now that's done. We're going to configure a guest SSID and apply it to a group. So click on Wi-Fi. Afterwards, click Create New Wi-Fi Network. I'm going to name this Guest Hotspot. Now, you can provide a simple password or not. It's up to you. If you keep it open, people on the street that aren't guests, you know, they can just connect to your Wi-Fi and try and harm the network in some way, shape, or form. It can be DDoSed, and you wouldn't want all that. So here we're going to provide a simple password. Hello guest. We're going to select the network that we created before, which was a guest hotspot. We're going to create a new group called Guest Hotspot. And I have a UAP AC light that I want to assign to it. Go ahead and uncheck all the APs. In my case, I just want one access point to be in the guest hotspot. Alright, so let's go ahead and go down to Advanced Configuration and select Manual. Here, how can I put this? 2.4 gigahertz is old technology and it's quite slow. 2.4 gigahertz would be good for like wireless printers or point of sale devices or like IoT devices. Since this is going to utilize a lot of bandwidth for guests, you want the maximum throughput. And you don't want your guests complaining about, hey, I'm getting really slow internet, and come to find out they're actually getting connected to the 2.4 gigahertz band, and we don't really care for that. So I'm going to uncheck 2.4 gigahertz. Wi-Fi type, it's going to be guest hotspot, so make sure that's selected. In bandwidth profile, we'll select guest hotspot, and then scroll down to security and select security protocol open, and afterwards click add Wi-Fi network. So our guest hotspot SSID is being created. Now we are going to configure guest hotspot profile with its voucher. Go ahead and go down to profiles in your Unifi Controller. Look for the guest hotspot. Click on default. For authentication type, we are going to find vouchers here. I also have another tutorial that utilizes a payment method. If you want to check that out, just search it on my website. So for authentication type, go ahead, select vouchers. I already have some vouchers here pre-filled out, going from 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day, 6 day, 7 day. Now this is depending on how many days guests usually stay. So if you have a booking for guests staying 3 days, you'd give them about a 3-day voucher. But for the point of this tutorial, I'm going to click on add a new voucher. Name, let's say I want it to be 8 days. Let's give it an 8-day voucher. How many hours are in 8 days? 192. So quantity is available vouchers for guests, right? So let's say we have 10 different guests that come in. This creates 10 vouchers, one for each guest, and you can have multiple use vouchers per, right? So you'd select multiple use. I am going to give myself a quantity of 25 different vouchers. So if I have 25 different guests, each one of them can have one. Uses per voucher, you can bring that up to 10. So each voucher provides a guest 10 devices to get connected to the guest hotspot. You can set your download limit if you'd like, but I have bandwidth management in place, right? So that's going to take precedent. And you can also provide a quota. Limit them to how much data they could use the time that they're visiting. I'm not going to add that. Doesn't really matter. Go ahead and click add when you're happy with your changes. Now I have from 1 day all the way to 8 days. Go ahead and locate guest landing page And in here, we're going to turn it on. You can use Unsplash Gallery. You can find pictures in the web that are already available and search for them and put them as your guest landing pages wallpaper. Let's see what they have here. Hello. That's fun. I'm gonna mark that one. Hello. Big old neon pink hello. You can also upload your own if you'd like for company branding. You can use a custom logo. You can choose a file and upload a custom logo. Color scheme, this will change the colors for your text in the page. So you can change your blue buttons to something else. I can match it to be pink or something, so matches the wallpaper, which is kind of great. Button color, sure, let's just make it all pink here. Box color, I can make that pink too if I want. That is bananas. Okay, sure. So you can change the colors of things, your box, and have it be color coordinated to your company colors, right? Go ahead and once you're done with your color changes there, make sure you have certain terms of services in place. You may want to provide your company name in there, but you definitely want that enabled. You should probably put some rules on technology term use, user term use, that type of stuff. That's about it. Go ahead and apply changes. Now, a simple way to manage vouchers, let's go ahead and go to profiles if you're not there already. Go to your Guest Hotspot, and then now you should see, after you created your Guest Hotspot with vouchers, a Hotspot Manager. Go ahead, open the Hotspot Manager. That will bring you to a new page. So now we are on the voucher management portal. Locate vouchers and click on that. And in here, you'll see all the vouchers for all the amount of days that you've created. Now you can print each one individually, depending on the guest that comes in, or you can print all unused vouchers. Once you do that, they'll print out. You can cut them out and give them to your guest. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and learned a thing or two. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below.